So it feels like we are back in COVID times doing screen records to illustrate how to do things. But anyway, here we are. So on the SETU webpage, you can download the brand guidelines. If you just search for SETU brand guidelines, it'll bring you to the page where it all is. You can download the PDF if you want to have it. That's actually handy because you can upload the PDF to AI and say, I want to make images using these brand guidelines. So that's actually quite useful. What I'm going to go through now is how to do it in CANVA. So in CANVA, I will share this little thing that I have created. It has all the colors. It has the fonts. So DM Sans Bold is the headline font. Inter Not Bold is the general text font. It also provides guidelines on how to put the color combinations together. So tone palettes and vibrant palettes, what works well together. If you're using a large type font, over 18 points for your font, these combinations work well together. If you're using a small type, less than 18, these ones work well from an accessibility point of view. It also has the SETU logos that you can download. So this one and this one, black and slate grey on a white background, and these are black and slate grey on a clear background. You'll see that it makes a difference. If I change the background of the slide, they behave slightly differently. So these ones have the white background on them. These ones have a clear background on them. So depending on your use, they are handy to have. There's also a white logo on a clear background that's available to use. If you are creating an image for your module image, so that's the front cover for your Moodle module, it's best to use a standard 16:9 image. So that's 1920 by, didn't want to move that, 1920 by 1080 pixels. If you want to create a tile image, so within your Moodle page, it's best to use a 1.35 ratio, which is what Moodle recommends. So that is a 1280 by 948 size. So it's just a slightly different rectangle. And then finally, then we've got a 1:1, a square. Sometimes that might be useful as well. But I'm going to use this 16:9 1920 by 1080 pixel image as the guideline. So from your Canva homepage, what you want to do is click create up here in the top left corner. So I click create and it says, what do you want to create? You can pick from anything down the side here if you're playing around with it. I want to go to a custom size and I'm going to enter, well, it's already there, 1920 by 1080 pixels. Now you'll notice that that's the size of a presentation here, but if you pick a presentation, when you go to save it, it'll automatically save it as a presentation. You have to go save as picture. So just by doing this custom size thing, it makes the saving a little bit easier. So we create a new design, it'll open a new page, and you've got a blank template to work off of. So what I was doing earlier on, first of all I was changing the background image, or the background color of the image. So from the brand template, go into the colors. Each color has a code that identifies it. So if I just select the code for slate grey, hit Control C to copy it. If I go back to the one I want to color in, click on the backgrounds, click on the color wheel, click on add new color, and Control V to paste in the number. That'll make it the exact slate grey from the SETU guidelines. So that's perfect. Now I want to add some text. So I go again to my menu on the left, just click text, add a text box, and I'll type in the title of my module, Exercise Physiology. Like we said earlier on, we could leave it like that using that standard font, but strictly speaking, the brand template DM Sans in bold is our headline font. So if we just click the box, click the font, and if we type in DM Sans, that's the name of the font, it'll come up. So there it is. Select DM Sans. It doesn't look that different, but we're just getting it right. And then if we select it, Control B to make it bold. Now that is the SETU brand guidelines, brand guideline font. So from there we can make it as big as we want. And what we want to do is, like when this image has been resized for mobile, like we said, we want to leave a decent border around the edge, because it'll resize it by cutting the sides off it or cutting the top off it, depending on what has been done or what it's been resized for. And we want to make sure that we are working off the center. So if you move around, you get these guidelines will pop up. So I know that that is centered vertically and horizontally on the screen. So you could leave it like that. That's absolutely fine. Or if you wanted to make it a little bit fancier, what we could do is maybe move it off center and go to elements, and we can add different bits and pieces to it here. So, you know, I can search for exercise like I did earlier on, exercise icon, and it'll show me the icon. So these little graphics here are generally what I go for. So these black ones here, when you select them and pop it in, you can then make it whatever size you want. So again, just align it up with my text there, have it off center, and just by clicking there, I can change the color to whatever color I want. So look, that's what I've gone for, just a slate gray and white, works fine. But if you want, you could choose any color combination from the brand template here and keep it in check. This interfont is used for smaller stuff, so perhaps we might want to put an extra line in. And we'll say this is semester 1 2026, and we could change that font to Inter. There's Inter there, and we don't want that in bold, so that's, again, technically speaking, that is the brand guidelines. We have DM sans for our headline and Inter for our smaller text, and maybe you might want to make that a little bit smaller. So then, you know, you can play around with it, do what you want with it, make it your own. But something like that gives a decent border around the outside, and you can, you know, use that as your template. So when you're done, you click share, download, and it'll automatically download it as a picture. Click save, and job done. If you want, you can try and make it a little bit easier, a little bit fancier. So in the elements on the side here, there are other things you can add. We can go to another thing that as part of the brand guideline is a U shape. So if I search for a U shape, there we go, this graphic, I can drag that on, and you'll see where I'm going here with this now. I can make that nice and big so it falls into line, and maybe I'll make it a different color, go off whatever, this heather purple. Oops, sorry. Click on my color, paste in my color, and it's gone heather purple. And then what I can just do is layer, send it backwards, and then my man appears back on it there. So maybe I want to move that just to the edge, and maybe I want to put him dead center on the thing. So look, there we've got a, that doesn't look quite right, or maybe I want to line it up like that and move that over, something like that. So you can get pretty personal with these things. You can make it your own through colors and different images and stuff related to your specific module. One other thing you can also do, which I like on this, maybe not suitable for this exact use, but you can put in these frames. So if you look to the side here, it's also got a U-shaped frame. So a U-shaped frame looks like that. You have a little bit more adjustment on the U-shaped frame. It kind of keeps it in line with this with the brands. And what the frame does it allows you to put in an image. So if I want to put an image in there, let's just say, oh, it's a miscellaneous, hope there's nothing dodgy in here. Right, there's a picture of me, and I can drag that picture over and pop it into the frame, and then it'll automatically fit it to the frame there. So if you want to have a picture of you or yourself or something that illustrates the module, you can do that there. Again, just bear in mind that it will get resized, so you might want to play around with the placement of it to make sure that it fits in. Maybe that picture is maybe not the best one. I might want to have something that allows me to put my head down there while still keeping it within the frame. But anyway, that's just another thing that you can do to make it your own there. So, once you've done it once, you just, change the text, change the image, and your job's done. It's pretty simple and straightforward. I'll do a separate video now on Canva.